What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for another daily news video where we are gonna discuss quite a lot of things. Maybe not the biggest of updates, but some interesting, some telling, some weird updates. Maybe the biggest story is that Giuntoli had his press conference today. Where he got announced basically, and he had a lot to say. If you read between the lines, he was very clear and all those things. Now, I'm not going to discuss actually anything what he had to say in that presser. I will do that in the live video. So catch me live in a couple hours or rewatch that live because I will go over everything he had to say, and he had quite a lot to say. Very interesting things, very maybe worrying things, but things we kind of knew. But he actually confirmed those things, and some very quotes that basically kinda proves the things we were actually all saying on this channel. In the comments, everybody, he kind of confirmed a lot today. I'm just gonna focus on the targets or the target news, the transfer news, because that's what everybody's actually waiting for. So let's get straight into it. So the first piece of news, and that's the main topic of the show, and that's Holm, because he is the main target apparently at right back. Timothy Castagne feels like it's ages now that we got that breaking news that we can close that deal at any given time. Very strange that the club kind of pushed so far and then didn't do anything. It might suggest that we were actually not ever really close or actually that serious about making that move to bring him in. Basically, it's Home as of now. Those rumors are more circulating. Those are more of the rumors that you need to follow if you want to, want to bring in a right back at this moment in time. And this is from Alfredo Pedula, and he's saying there has been contacts with Spezia today, and today kind of was yesterday evening. So let's say still today. Regarding Home, the estimated valuation ranges between 10 and 50 million euros. Barbieri is a player who could be included in that deal. Juve are currently leading the race to secure the services of Home. Like, I've been over it so many times. I'm not a big fan of Home. I'm not going to shy away from it. I don't see it. When I watched him play, and actually, he wasn't the main undisputed starter at Spezia. He doesn't strike me as a player where I'm like, you can help us out big time. He never showed me any sort of qualities where I'm like, yeah, that we can work with that. It's not the finished article, but that's fine. We can work with that specific attribute, and I don't see it. Giuntoli is obsessed with him because he wanted him at Napoli. He comes in now, and he wanted to bring him in. We were looking at him when Cherubini was at the helm as well. So it's a very realistic target. It's a very top target, if you want to say it. He's one of the main candidates, but I just don't see it, and I probably will never see it. Unless he comes in and he proves me wrong. Good, I hope so. But as of now, the only thing that makes sense is it's cheap. That's the only thing that makes sense. About this deal, like the Castagne deal, is cheap. Other than that, I don't know. But then again, Parisi was cheap, and we didn't do that deal. So who knows? But he is the main target. And I'm still waiting for one person in the comments. So if you are one of those persons, leave a comment to convince me he will be a good purchase. To convince me what his good attributes are, and I will look into that. But from what I've seen, not excited. Nothing I can look forward to, and I'm excited to see what he can actually bring to the table because, yeah, it looks very, very basic, everything he does. But he's the main target as of now, and it feels like if you're going to get a right back, it will be him. We will go all in for him. Uh, let's move on. Quick Lukaku update. This is from Tutto Sport. And actually, not Simon Stone. I forgot the other journalist's name. What's the other journalist's name? Very respected in the UK. I forgot his name now. David Ornstein, excuse me. That's the guy I was looking for. Who is he is top notch. Like, he is top quality journalist. He is. If he speaks, he only speaks if he's 100% sure and doesn't do Romano things and tweet out the same thing every single day without changing any of the info. He also said Lukaku is back with Chelsea today in training. The Saudis are hoping, but he is giving his priority to Juventus. That's the situation, according to David Ornstein. According to Sport, they're actually echoing that, saying Al Hilal is making a fresh offer for Lukaku with a bid of 58, million euros for Chelsea, which they will obviously accept because we only offered 40. Um, and for him, a contract for 30 million euros. But at this moment in time, he's still refusing that destination because it sounds ridiculous, but if he was not refusing that as of now, he would have been there. 30 million euros, you take that money, you know? I want to say I don't believe that story, and deep down inside, I'm saying it can't, like, not deep down inside, like out on the outside, I'm like, it can't not be true. But deep down inside, you need to be honest with yourself and say that if that 30 million euro thing is real, and it's real, he should have accepted it by now if he is not joining Inter. On who is he waiting? It's us or it's Saudi Arabia. So he's waiting on us. I'm not sure how long he's going to wait. I'm not sure how long Chelsea is going to wait before they actually force him to leave. But as of now, that's the situation. He is waiting for the club to sell Vlahovic. That's a realistic explanation for everything. Deep down inside, I'm saying no. I don't believe it. Hopefully, it's completely bullshit. Hopefully, this will not go through. But again, 30 million euros, he would have accepted, you know, and he wouldn't been so weird towards Inter. You would just have told Inter, you know what, that offer is insane. It's once in a lifetime opportunity. I need to take it, and Inter would have just probably accepted that. Maybe they would have been angry because they've been working on that deal, but not the way they would, you know, cut ties now with a 30-second phone call apparently, which was very specific. To put that out there. But that's the situation. How long it's going to take, I'm not sure. Because as of now, there are no real offers for Vlahovic. It's just clubs asking for info. But, you know, he's not the number one target for many clubs. So it could take another 2 weeks. It's only, will Chelsea accept another 2 weeks? Or will they push Lukaku? Or will Lukaku be like, okay, this is enough. I'm just going to the Saudi League. But that's the current situation. Quick update on Chiesa from Sky Italia, saying he's highly rated by Juve. There are currently no ongoing discussions for the acquisitions of the player. Both Barcelona and Juve and the player, himself have not reached a definite verdict regarding his future. That news goes back and forth. According to Romano, there would have been talks. According to Sky Sport, yesterday he would have been open to move. It's all over the place. It's one of those deals that, if it's going to happen, it will take probably after preseason tour. So start of August. Maybe then things will kick on. But as of now, that kind of feels a deal that, you know, is put out there as an option. Maybe a bit too bombastic at the beginning that, oh, it could happen. You know, it's a real thing. And now it's only backtrack. You know, those deals, those names, those transfer links, they happen every summer. If it's a thing, we need to wait. But as of now, he's going on tour. We are going on tour. I'm not expecting anything to happen in the next couple of 2 weeks on that Frank Kessie link. You know, which is a real link because it's confirmed by everybody that, you know, the club, Giuntoli, they all like him. But as of now, I don't think it's close. I don't think it's anywhere near close on every level. You know, convincing the player, convincing Barcelona, I think it's just far away. As things stand now when I'm speaking. But he's a midfield target. Another midfielder target, not for us, but Fiorentina, and that's Artur, whatever you want to call it. It's now very, very close. News came out today that kind of shocked everybody a little bit because his agent was at the Continassa to sign or to agree a new deal for Artur. And that sounds ridiculous, but they're going to give him that new deal so they can spread the wages, spread the costs on the book, and hopefully they can sell him on next season. And even if it's not happening next season, the following season, and you can take a very low transfer fee and still write it off of the books. That's what actually is happening. The flip side is he had a big injury last season. You don't know what's gonna happen. If he has one again, you're stuck with him next summer, most likely. You just need to hope he goes to Fiorentina and smashes it completely. And Fiorentina are like, we're gonna buy you, but even that I think was is very unlikely because we're paying half of his wages. If he smashes at Fiorentina, he needs to hand in a lot of those wages. So I don't think it's a real thing. I think he will go on loan. We'll pay half of his wages. He might not do well, and I think that's that. I hope he does well, so we can move him on the following summer completely on a transfer fee. Uh, that's the idea. That's what the club is thinking. Get a very low, um, get a very small hit on that balance sheet in the next 2 to 3 years, or 1 to 2 year actually. That's the situation. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds very strange. It's just number wise. But he's very close to Fiorentina. Like I said, we're gonna pay at least 50% of his wages, which is expected if a player joins Fiorentina. Um, we're stuck. That's a Paratici deal, and we are paying for it literally at this moment in time. And you just need to accept it. You can say, "Oh, just send him to the Premier League." If no clubs are in for him, then he wanted the Premier League. Nobody actually showed any sort of interest. It's just only Fiorentina apparently. So you kind of need to accept it and move on and forget about it for this season, and then see next summer. Um, On to another midfielder, and that's Hans Nicolucci from DAZN Italy. Actually, it's from a journalist that is at the club every single day, a bit like Romeo Greci or like a Sky reporter following Juve. And he had some very strange news on Nicolucci. He said he has been impressing Allegri during the initial days of the work together. While his departure from Juve was once regarded as a certainty, his future at the club now is uncertain, shrouded in doubt. I will call BS. He's gone. We have so many midfielders. He's not one that's gonna stay. That makes no sense. Then you keep Miretti if you don't want. Like, he's gone. He can impress whatever. He will leave to a Sanitana, to an Empoli, to a Verona. I don't know, but he will leave the club. He's not gonna stay. And he shouldn't stay because he's not gonna help us out. Just we need to be honest. And yes, he can be doing a fantastic job in training now, in preseason training. But him staying makes absolutely no sense. You need to get some money for him or whatever because he has like 5, 6, 7 midfielders in front of him. It's ridiculous that's actually a story. But I mentioned it because it's in the news. It's in the news. So Nicolucci impressing, and apparently you can say, but I'm saying no. I don't think that's actually true at all. Let's move on to the winter, and that's from Mirko Di Natale. He's saying he's edging closer to securing his stay at the club during the season. He's going on tour and he wants to stay. I think that's very clear and obvious. Even when reports over here in Belgium, that's very clear. He wants to stay. He's not listening to any offers from any teams. I will spoil a little bit what Juntuli said. Spoil. Everybody saw it, but I'm gonna go into it during the live. But he actually said, because he was asked about Bonucci, and he said, we have Bremer, Danilo, Rugani, and he mentioned the winter in that list. And he said, actually, take Bonucci out of the equation, all the other defenders, including him, he said, actually, maybe one is actually leaving on top of what we already have, which is very strange because we already have not enough now. Unless it's going to be a back three, then you might say you have enough quantity-wise, but quality-wise, absolutely not. He actually has a big shot of saying, is it a good idea? I was hoping for somebody with more experience because Gatti has very little experience. Like half a season, he had very good. The winter, he played well at Empoli, then picked up that injury. Rugani, you cannot count on Rugani. He's also gone next season. He's a free agent. The Chilio is what it is. Danilo, I don't rate as center back. And even if you shoehorn Alexander in the back three, that's not good. But actually, the chances of the winter staying are very high now. They are extremely high. If we need to be completely honest, it could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. That will only time will tell that. Only time will tell if that will be a good move for the club. But I'm not comfortable going into the season with Bremer and Gatti, who had the second part of the season very well, and that's about it. because that kind of tells me it's gonna be a 3-5-2, and if it's gonna be a back four, I don't want to see Danilo in a back four in a two, because that will probably be comical at times, because it is what it is. Like, he's not a central defender. If you play on a back three, it will look okay. There will be times where you just want to pull your eyes out because it's terrible. But in a back four, we have not enough. We don't have enough, in my opinion. Because in the back three, we'll push Alexandro in it so many times, and then, according to them, they will have enough. Now let's end it with a McKenna update. Also, Juntali, he spoke in McKenna and said that's made up by the media. He was never one of those players who needed to train alone, which is not really true. He said that because, after careful consideration, they have decided to actually bring, Jesus Christ, I cannot pronounce that. I can read it, I cannot pronounce it. They decided to bring McKenna back into the first team. He will leave on tour, but the club wants to sell him. They're only bringing him on tour because Pogba is probably not going to play at all, which is so crazy, but it's reality. So McKenna is going on tour. I don't get it, but that's my issue. If you're going to sell him and he needs to leave, why bring him on tour? Just play the other kids, just play them, because he's going to leave. Let him stay at home. Like, it's pointless. I don't want to hear, oh, it's America and it's a PR thing. Not even Americans rate McKenna anymore. Only the diehards. But he's going on tour. Actually, strange, but it is what it is. The club is still trying to sell him. The only issue is there's absolutely no offer for Weston McKenna at this moment in time. So let's see how that will develop. I forgot to do it, but thanks for watching. Like the video, and if you haven't, consider joining the prediction league. You can win one of those cool prizes. Join the members club. Underneath, it's not a lot, but we give back. You can win stuff at the end of the season. During the season, we do giveaways, so it's a lot of fun. Consider supporting the channel, and I will be back for the live show where I will go over everything Juntali has to say. Thanks for watching. See ya.